For every loved football released product, there is one that is hated and controversial, and we are going to begin with someone that launched Prime again, but under a different name, Lionel Messi. On June 13th, 2024, Messi launched his new drink called MES Plus. The flavors of the drinks are named after significant events in Messi's life, which include Miami Punch, Orange Door, Berry Copa Crush, and Lemon Lime League. However, not even one day passed since the announcement, and Messi was already getting backlash. It didn't even matter how it tasted, because the design of MES Plus was exactly like Prime. That ain't Prime, that's a crime.
That's another reason why Ronaldo is the GOAT.
We got Messi copying Prime before GTA 6. They called him a robber for a reason.
Looks familiar.
Yet KSI would not stop at only one video and went on Instagram stories where he posted a snippet in which someone says, "He copied my whole flow, word for word, bar for bar," which led Messi to sue KSI and Logan Paul, accusing Prime of being anti-competitive.
Like Messi, who somehow is fucking suing us for copying us. How is that possible? How is that possible?
Honestly, what is going on?
Bro, I get the text. Messi's drink Moss Plus suing Prime Hedge. Didn't he copy us?
Yet this would go on for longer, as Prime threatened to sue MES Plus back for trademark and trade dress infringement. Ironically, after Logan Paul, Mr. Beast and KSI launched Lunchly, the fans have turned on them, accusing the three of hypocrisy because they themselves copied another brand. Lunchable taking notes right now. We hate you, Logan, LMAO. Didn't you copy Lunchables? And while Messi's product launch was faced with drama and controversy, the next product on our list enjoyed positive feedback: Ronaldo fragrance. In 2015, Ronaldo launched his new fragrance collection, and to celebrate this, Chris MD made a banger of a video with Ronaldo, which gathered 21 million views. This was an ad for Ronaldo's fragrance and a fun video at the same time. This ultimately led fans to associate the fragrance with good times and a lot of fun.
A good one, a good smell, not that strong. Medium, so it's good.
What a good marketing on his product, LMAO. Cristiano, how do you describe your fragrance? Good smell. Priceless.
I love how Cristiano always says, "My friend, it is so wholesome."
Interestingly enough, the product got a lot of attention on social media from the fragrance content creators, especially the CR7 Eau de Toilette. Eventually, all the hype led to a review by perhaps the biggest fragrance content creator, Jeremy Fragrance. And while now people might think that it's nothing huge, when Jeremy made the video about Ronaldo's fragrance, he was one of the most popular celebrities on earth. He had enough money to be able to be honest about the products he is reviewing. A positive feedback from him meant that the fragrance is really good. I bought it because of you and I saved money. Thanks. Bro, at least your fragrance didn't lose 4-0 to Brentford. Okay, this one is funny. Although Ronaldo's fragrance skyrocketed in popularity because it was so good, this next product is not only strange but also remarkably bad. Ronaldo Six Pad. In the summer of 2015, Cristiano Ronaldo released a new product which promised to give a six-pack to everyone who used it, with the price being set at £350. From all the products Ronaldo has launched, this one is the most popular. However, the ads are misleading to say the least. They promise to increase abdominal muscles, while the device can only increase the blood flow in the area and nothing else. The way the technology is marketed, it almost seems as though you don't have to put in the work. But we know there is no evidence that the idea "no pain and gain" does not exist. These devices are great for recovery and helping people who cannot contract their muscles fully due to injury, but they will not improve hypertrophy. If you are a recreational athlete with no injuries and don't need rehab, it's probably not worth your money. Shit six-pack or six-pad, either way it's pure shite, apart from a six-pack of your choice, of course. And while people who bought the six-pad were sold false hopes, this next product does exactly what it was intended to do. Son's Ramen. In 2019, Heung-min Son partnered with Nongshim's Shin Ramyun, which is a brand of instant noodles very popular in South Korea. While Son is not only a celebrity in his home country, but across the entire globe. And as a result of the collaboration, the product reached the world stage, with the feedback being overwhelmingly positive, because the noodles deliver exactly what they promise: spicy ramen. Meanwhile, there were people that complained about the noodles being too spicy. I have these noodles in my cabinet. I really like their texture and flavor for instant noodles, although I think a spice in them causes me to have an outbreak of canker sores every time I eat them. Despite this, the number of fans who enjoyed them far outweighed those who didn't. They are fantastic, $2 for a solid dish with loads of flavor.
This is the OG Korean instant ramen, a household staple. One of the few athlete celebrities I don't mind thinking, yeah, give the dude more cash. Not only because he's such a likable and genuine person, but also so that he can make secondary income and get paid in aggregate like the world-class footballer he is, since Levy has signed him for a bargain rate right now.
Up until now, we talked about products which were made by footballers. Our next item on the list, however, is manufactured by Adidas. Adidas Primeknit FS. In 2014, Adidas launched a new boot to rival Nike's Magista Obra. It was an innovative design, with the boot being the first to combine the boot and sock. The sock was of calf height and was covered with white free stripe branding and the red trim. Adidas didn't even have to release the boots to be hit with hate and controversy, not only because they looked uglier than your mom's Matisse, but also because they were impossible to use in a match.
Right out of the box, the Primeknits wrap right around your foot. Your ankle and your shin just feel really good in these. Now, the raised collar, you might have to take a little time to get used to that, but I found after a few break-in sessions, they're really natural to play in. The material feels really soft in hand and yeah, lovely when you're wearing them.
Now obviously this review is not real, as the boots in the video are fake, but it's not hard to see why something like the Adidas Primeknit FS would have never been released. Consequently, the feedback and reception was so bad that Adidas gave up on the idea of releasing them and they never saw the light of day. Continuing our list, the next product is so loved by fans that it was re-released by Adidas after almost 12 years. The Messi Adidas F50. In March 2013, Messi's new signature F50 boots featuring his logo were released, and they weren't just the same boots but with Messi's logo. The special edition ones brought improvements in speed, comfort and fit. The upper featured the Adidas print frame technology, which made the boots very responsive and perfect for quick accelerations. In the grand scheme of things, the boots were made to fit Messi's style of play, and to say that the feedback was positive is to say nothing.
I have them and my first impression was that I'm going to be criticized for the color. Then when I was using them, I saw that my teammates liked them. This boot is really just a great boot, and I have noticed that my control has improved and my free kicks with my left and right leg.
I'm in love with these boots. These boots became iconic quickly, and almost 12 years after the initial release, Adidas relaunched them because of popular demand. And just like the first time, the perception was really positive. But this time the fans weren't looking just at the boot, but they associated them with Messi's achievements, a piece of football history. Adidas wanted to tap into the nostalgia of the fans, and they did exactly that, but they did it in an amazing way as well.
So this is easily one of the best new boots of the year. The only problem with it was that it was kind of difficult to get your hands on, and a lot of people either missed out or struggled. And if that was you, you're probably gonna love seeing this. See, this is the Messi Triunfo Estelar, which is the latest colorway of the F50 Messi Elite. And in today's video, I'll tell you about it, show you what it looks like in action on the pitch, and also tell you why this is one of the biggest must-try boots of the year. If you're into boots, at least.
Such an excellent colorway, boots are brilliant as well. Oh my god, these are the ones. These are absolutely amazing, stunning. Forget the Messi aspect, they're great regardless.
And while this product was absolutely loved by the fans, the next one on our list was not only hated by them, but also by the legal authorities. The Neymar and Suarez shirt. In 2020, Neymar and Suarez launched a new clothing brand under the name My Brand. This was a line of clothing, nothing unusual here. However, in the months that followed after the release, an investigation led by the Dutch media revealed that the owner of My Brand, known as Domenico G, used his company as an IDL to cover his criminal activities. In July 2022, a raid on his house in Amsterdam was carried out. This ultimately led to police finding a and 195,000 pounds in cash. He was reportedly involved in trafficking crimes and used my brand as a cover-up for his crimes. And to gain more trust, he convinced well-respected footballers like Neymar and Suarez to promote his brand, which only made things worse as their reputation after the whole scandal was unveiled got a serious hit. But it's important to note that both Neymar and Suarez were unaware of the shady business done by my brand's owner. On the other hand, fans argue that one should always check and research before promoting a product. For the final product on our list, we return to boots, more specifically to Neymar's Nike Hyper Venom. In 2013, Nike released the Hyper Venom boots, which were designed to focus on agility, with Neymar being one of the first footballers to wear them. The first boots were so successful that Nike decided to launch the Phantom 2, released in 2015, which were designed specifically for Neymar's dynamic. While this was happening, Neymar was one of the most popular players in the world, hitting his absolute peak with Barcelona after winning the treble in 2015. Consequently, the boots grew more and more in popularity.
The first noticeable feature is, of course, the Flyknit and the addition of the dynamic fit color, which makes the Hyper Venom 2 feel more like a sock than the first generation, simply because the heel seam has been moved towards the inside of the foot. That gives you a really free and distraction-less feel. So it does feel like a really tight-fitting sock around your ankle, simply because there's nothing putting pressure on your ankle joints when you move your foot. Another thing that stands out and that actually worried me before I tried on the boot was how the transition between the Flyknit and the Nike Skin upper was gonna be. But fortunately, Nike made it completely seamless, so there's not really anything in the way. And actually the Hyper Venom 2 is pretty comfortable. It wraps nicely and softly around your foot, and also the last they used is the same they used on the Hyper Venom 1. So width and lengthwise, it's also the same. Obviously the fit is a bit different, bit more seamless and sock-like.
I tried Hyper Venom 1 but not 2. 2 looks more swag. Then there is this guy comparing the Mercurials and Hyper Venoms. Had both for the last like 7 years. They're both my favorites, but now I'm sticking with the Hyper Venoms. I find them more comfortable and overall higher quality. They don't break in 2 months like Mercs do for me too. In 2024 we look at the boots more like an iconic piece of history rather than some boots just to play with their price raising up to $1,500. But still, the nostalgia we get when looking at them, remembering the times when we as kids tried to play like Neymar and absolutely dreamed of owning a pair of Phantoms 2 one day, will never be topped by any technology Nike, Adidas or Puma will release in the near future. The Mercurials, F50s, Superflies are not just a pair of boots, they are part of our childhood, which we associate with memories, free time and love for the game.